land in a place that people are buying land, yet they don't want to buy my land. I can have a house where people really want to rent house, but they don't want to rent my house. So it must be significant to what? To the growing market. That's the principle for appreciation. Because number one also, that's when you maybe tell them that you know that you are getting this new taste, this new feel. So you have to pay more. Appreciation in value, increase in rent. But you just want to say, oh, it's just let me just have the property there. It will grow, it will people. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. There must be significance to the growing market. There must be. There must be. Additional intelligence too. Stop listening to the market. For example, um, Benjamin Grant said something. He said, investors make money for themselves, speculators make money for the market. I think people that are in Forex will understand what I'm saying a little better. Because number one, I can go into real estate today, right? And in fact, let me even tell you a real story. Within my first 3 weeks of getting to real estate, I made my first 250,000 naira. Within my first 6 months, I already made millions. Meanwhile, people that bought from me then, I'm not sure they've made profit till now. But I had made money. Why? Because I'm the market. As you buy, whether you make profit or not, I already make money. For example, if you go to a company and you say you want to buy land in Ido, immediately you make purchase, they already made money. Whether you make profit or not, that's your own. So if you are listening to them to make decisions, you are listening to someone that wants your money. Will he tell you it's a bad investment? Do you see what I'm saying now? Stop listening to the market. And which is why the goal is you yourself should become, should have understanding. So what do you now listen to? The real thing. When I mean the market now, I think I should have used probably the market players, because what you should listen to is the real thing. That is, you want to buy a property now, and I'm talking to a salesperson. You are not the one to give me advice. What is giving me what I should get my advice from is the, now that person is a market player, right? That's not the person I'm to get advice from. I should listen to the market itself. Like I said, is there a ready market here? Number two, is there a growing market here? Number three, this property, what is its significance to this growing market? So it is those things that go on, the real element. If you want to buy, for example, you want to buy a business, will the CEO tell you not to buy it? But you can check, how much did you make last year? That's the real thing. How satisfied are your customers? That's the real thing. What's your management structure like to make sure I'll be able to continue to make money? That's the real thing. But the person who is going to benefit from your own coming into the market, that person will not give you an objective advice. The person will only give you an advice that will make you spend money. You go to a restaurant, you ask them, is your food sweet? They'll tell you, no sir, it has a sour taste sometimes. I feel like mentioning one restaurant that I went to like that did me dirty. Gave me chicken wings and everything. Well, it was that I was eating. I was dipping the chicken wings inside agbo abs, and it was too sour, and it was one nonsense price. And then I got there. The customer service was so excellent. Oh, welcome, sir. You're welcome. Please have your seat. Everybody was just smiling. I'm like, not that people are smiling at me like this. So even me, I relaxed. I got food. Only to bad at the food. So I'm saying, you cannot be listening to the people serving. Pay attention. Probably when I got there, I could have asked my neighbor, how's the food? They okay? That's the real experience, the real factors. Or probably ask them, do you do tasting? So I hope that was self-explanatory, right? Now, how do you find properties to invest in? Like I said, I'm literally telling you what we do as a company. because these things are so simple that nobody should bamboozle you into doing it. It will be that if you now want to do it, you now find Adesina as a worthy partner and say, you know what, let's do it together. That's how it should be. And I was telling someone that the people that I'm not sure you can mention top three real estate investors in the whole world as of today. I not mention Grant Cardone and Robert Kiyosaki. It's not possible. These people don't sell to investors. It is only in Nigeria that we sell to investors. Grant Cardone will tell you, I have a fund opening, come and invest in this property. As you generate income, we distribute to you. Same thing with Robert Kiyosaki. They only teach you to go and do the same thing on your own. But yeah, we are selling investment to you. The most shocking part is that people now even have, real estate firms now even have investment scheme that you invest money for certain return on investment after a certain period of time, and the person who brought you gets commission. Maybe I'm already pressing some buttons. So what I'm trying to say is that, you see, we are getting, and if Ridan are watching, you have problem with Misha, and I don't care, because that agency is one of the most dormant agency in Nigeria. You can't just go to this and say, I'm a real estate investor. If they carry you, you want to be collecting. In fact, there are even segregations. There's non-accredited investors, there's accredited investors. There's a way you cannot sell to non-accredited investors. There's a way you can. Everything is structured. So people are somehow safe. But over here, that especially when we now already have greed inside us, I'm saying that there's a way to do this thing, and it's so simple. It's because you think it's complex. That's why you don't also have the patience and clarity to check that, no, this thing should not be like this now. Sorry to say, many of the fractional real estate investment we do in Nigeria is fixed income saving. It's fixed interest saving. If you check it, how do you do fixed income? You put money, they tell you they give you this particular percentage, right? Then you put money into bank and they give you. If I'm doing fractional real estate investment, it is that you want to go and buy a land. We put money together to go and buy the land. As you sell the land, from your profit margin is what you should be distributing to us. Not that you put a fixed amount. No, that's not fractional. That means you are only giving me fixed income. You are the real investor. Am I not saying the truth? That is it. If I'm co-owning something with you, it means as you make money, but also is that as you run at loss. Because it's fractional. That means I'm owning a piece of, not that just input money you are getting 25% per annum. No, that's fixed income. That's fixed income. And sometimes, just let me say this, probably we might come back to make reference to it in some coming days. Those things might tune into Ponzi. But some conversations you are not ready for. It's the truth. Because once you start bringing investors on something that does not have structure, it's just, you just bring money. We use it for anything you want to use it for. Your own share, we should give you returns. Abi, yes. It will get to a point where you bite more than you can chew, and then you'll be able to pay back. It's a normal cost. What happened in 2008 housing crisis? The same thing. It's the same thing. And what I'm trying to say is these things are so simple that you can do it yourself. If you choose to do it with me, it is now because you feel that we are lying, not because there's something you cannot do. It's actually simple. How do you find property? Number one, listing site. Listing site. I use it, you can use it too. GG, Property Pro, thank God for all those guys. A lot of people now even have communities where people come to list properties. Listing site. Now, the fact that you make an inquiry doesn't mean you are buying. At least just check the property out. Right? And make sure the person you are connecting to is not connecting to an agent, connecting to an agent, connecting to an agent. No. Exactly. Before they inflate the agency fee for you and all those things. Listing site. Number two, local agents. I have a lot of local agent friends. Hey, can you help me find something around this place? I can talk to like 20 of them. They find, as I find, I go to check, I still not find what I'm looking for. Throughout this year, as a company, we are only doing 2 deals. In fact, it's only one now that certain. The other one is still in the pipeline. Only two. So all I know is that are bringing money in. It is just there until we complete. Just two deals. Just two deals. Because it is not a multiple of. I believe people have different vision, which is why I'm careful about a lot of things I want to say. But it's not about having that you can have just two. Like I told you, Kankadon does probably one or two deals in a year. But that one deal, it might be more than 10 of the deals that you are doing. No? Because those two deals I told you we do now is over $1 million. So that means over $1 billion. So, but instead of doing mushroom, let me just face and know that see this one solid. I can put my integrity on the line for this. You don't understand. So find local agents, listing sites, then you go to check. Nah, this one, no, this one. Like I said, my first question is it fully tenanted? I thought someone I was looking at property in Apple and person said Apple is not. I said, see you. Apple is not. What concerns me with finance? Are people renting it? Yes. Is it going to be a desirable for rent? Yes. I'm not holding for the rest of my life. If I discover that the market is going, I would have made my money and moved on. Now, 3, coincidence. It's true. You might not believe, but sometimes you just run into a property. It could be scrolling. It could be someone just post, and you say, let me see. Tell me more about this property. These are the things. Anybody that telling there's a secret way to find properties in life. I know people who post online. Do you have 1,000 hectares of this in this area? Send it to me. Is it not agent? I'll send it to them. These things are not hard. Honestly, it's not. And sometimes people actually reach out to you for properties. People do, right? People actually call you. Oh, sir, I have this. Are you interested? People actually reach out to you. Especially when they know this is what you do. People reach out to you. Right? So I'm saying these are ways to find properties if you want to do these things yourself. Do you remember our topic? How to. Now, real estate investment elements that I believe everybody should know. Right? And this is so that when they are saying some things, especially in marketing materials, when we are, I'm not with myself, when we are saying something so that you don't think, it's one big stuff, inflation. Inflation simply means increase in prices of things, like we have in Nigeria now, all-time high. I think we are about 27% now. I should ask everybody, how are you feeling? I was checking flights from Abuja to Ibadan now, over 100% increment, over 100,000 just to fly to Abuja. Mr. Tinubu, help us. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate us. So what I'm trying to say, inflation. And the good thing about real estate and inflation is that they are more like paddy. They ride on inflation. But the danger is that because things are high, inflation also makes people conservative. Because these are areas people don't mention. Now, things are expensive. You are cautious about what you spend. If it's not that important, stay one side. What does that mean? It does not mean I can just increase the price of my rent anyhow. If people don't think it is worth it, they will find cheaper alternative. Or even go and find a place that does not have what you have, but they know they can start, they would still live. Which means that even though inflation is a good real estate investment contributor, it must also meet certain value inherent, certain, so that even if you say it's expensive, but I like the property. How many of us have ever done that thing before? You see, I'm going to this watch is expensive, but let me throw away. Let me just buy it. Let me close down and buy it. Because you just know that somehow is worth it. Even though, so it should be like that. So with real estate, people will not just buy because it's inflation. No, there must be something there that makes them also say, let me just close that and buy it. There must be something is promising to them. Number 2, interest rate. Especially if you are what's it called now? Probably taking a loan to buy and all those things. And why I include this, for example, you borrowed 1 million naira to buy a property. You are going to be paying back. And I think If people borrow money to acquire real estate, I think they will get smarter. Now let me explain to you. You borrow 1 million naira to buy real estate. The bank is what's the interest rate now? 21%? I think around that price. The bank is expecting 21% interest rate. Do you know that naturally you must know that this property must do at least 30% in return? Because you want to pay back with interest and still make profit. So with that, you can actually judge how much you should get from a property. There's something called cap rate in real estate. I don't like using all these terms so that you don't think it's complex. Should I? No, don't let me use cap rate. It means what's the percentage of, it's just like a profit you want to make on a particular deal. For example, if I want to know how much I should pay for a deal, let me quickly explain this. Someone please want to stand up. I want to quickly explain this. All right. If I want to check how much I should pay for a property, this is a simple way to calculate it. Let's say the person is asking for, okay, let's say it's a 12 unit property. Let me just use practical stuffs, right? 10 unit property. Current rent is, let's say, 2 million naira, right? That means 2 times 10 is what? 20 million naira. Now, let's say you want to be pessimistic a little bit. Everything may not be fully occupied at all times. Let's say only 8 will be fully occupied. That means minus how many? That means 20 million times 0.8, right? That's 80% of 20 million. That's 16 million, right? 16 million naira. Now, from 16 million also, some operational costs, renovation costs, you want to put certain, probably you want to put aside 20% as, let me just dedicate it. Maybe you want to pay your property manager and all those things. So that's 16 million times 0.8 also. That's how much? That should be 14. That should be 14 million, no? Is it 14 or 12 million? I think it's 12 million. 12 million. So that means this is your net income. So that means actually on this 10 unit, this is what you'll be making every year, 12 million. On this 10 unit property, you're making how much? 12 million naira. Now, if I'm making 12 million naira, right, as my net, and I believe that I should be making at least, now this is what I was, let's say, as calculated before. What is the what's it called now? There's something called yield. Yield means per annum. What percentage profit should I be making? And it depends on area to area. For example, honestly speaking, in Abuja, yield might not be more than, let's say, 3.5% to, if you are very lucky, 6% per annum, not total profit. This one is just the one you get every year. For people doing short lets, it might be different, right? But I'm saying per annum rental. You know, we are not really doing monthly in Nigeria. So let's say I'm saying, you know what, I really want to make good profit, so I want to make 4%. That means I'm going to be doing 12 million times divided by 0.04, divided by 4%. Someone should calculate it. 12%, 12 million divided by 0.04. Huh? 1,000. Okay. It should be million. $12 million. 12 million divided by 0.04. That's 300 million. Equals to what? 300 million. That means for this property, this is the highest amount you can offer to buy it. Do you see that the price I'm offering you is not me trying to negotiate down from what you say you want to get? I calculate what I'm getting, what I want to make, and I tell you, this property you are seeing, this is the highest amount you can sell for. Company secrets. People should pay for it. So Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, if the person can say 500 million, what do I do? Thank you so much. See you later. Because obviously it's what? Overpriced. That means if I'm paying anything extra, my profit every year, that means it will reduce. That means I have to maybe go back to say, okay, hey, I don't mind making 3% per annum. Do you get what I'm saying? That means the highest I can pay for the property was 300 million. That's how to check it. How much is this property worth? How much can I buy it? Then this 200 million, you now check, okay, what if from this time I now put now, and now reinvest it back into the property, and now raise the rent by just 100,000 naira, just 2.1 million naira. You will see how this thing. So that means in 1 year, let's see how the property have now appreciated in 1 year. 2.1 times 10, that's how much? That's 21 million, right? That's 21 million. 21 million times 0.8. Let's quickly do this together. 21 million divided times 0.8. That's 16.8 million, right? 16.8 million times 0.8 also. That's 13.440. Now, 13.440 divided by 0.04 million. That's 336 million naira. That means in 1 year, property has gone up by how much? 36 million naira. Just by adding how much? 100,000 naira to the rent. My property is now what? 336. That means the after collecting rent of year 1 of 10 million naira and I resold, how much did I make in total? 348 million naira. So that means I made 48 million profits in 1 year. But guess, I hope you notice something. I didn't buy this property because it was a fine property. I didn't buy because real estate is the best investment. I bought based on what? Figures. Because this is investing. It's not emotional. Don't get emotional with it. If I'm looking at the features, I'm just looking at, okay, you see that before I added 100,000 naira, 100,000 to the rent, I also added what? 20% of my gross income to add value, because it must be significant to the growing market. They must see something to make them want to pay more. So if I do this for 10 years, how much are we reselling for after 10 years? That's where the money is. Do you understand this simple math? Do you understand? So, like I said, is this thing hard? This is 80%, we say 80% occupancy. Occupancy means people that will rent it, 8 out of 10. We say, okay, we also only spend 80%. Now, what most landlords do that run out of properties, that number one, they spend all the rent. Why do you have a business and not reinvest in the business? You reinvest in it. And then, this is what we did. We already know how much we want to make from property, even before we bought it. Not that I now bought it finished, and I now pay to God. So how much can I save in like 20 years now? No, before I got into it, I already told my everybody, this is how much we are. So if the property is not selling for an amount that can help us make, and most times, let me even now bust a brain, most times, we don't even offer 300 million. We'll tell them the maximum, the least you can go. The highest you can probably 270 or 280 million. That means even upon purchasing alone, we've made 10 million naira. Upon purchasing, because we know that the value is 300 million. So if you are paying, that means we already made profit. Figures, simple, no emotions. You no gree, I no gree, bye bye, we'll find another one. No emotions, no quotes, no please sir, no emotions. It's figures. So where were we? Interest rate. Now, I was trying to tell you that interest rate is it. So if you take it as a loan, you are now wondering, if this money, if I borrow it from a bank, how much are they expecting as interest rate? So if I want to pay back with interest and still make profit, what is the minimum profit I must make? Then you know the what you must get out of that property before you buy it. So you are not hoping that it will do one. No, you know what you are getting even before you get into it. That's how to invest. Number 3, replacement cost. For example, on this kind of properties now, we can also check to build this building now again. You know, for example, if you build this building for 200 million last year, you know how much I'm building in this year. So probably to build this building this year now, it might be 400 million naira. So you are like, okay, it is better to buy than to what? Build. Some people will give you prices that you even ask yourself to even build income. How much is even to go and you will know that a lot of overpriced properties out there. Now, yield and return I've explained. Yield is what you get probably annually, monthly. Return is what you get totally. That means when we later go and resell this property, what we now get and distribute is total returns. Then risk. How many of us believe that real estate is a no risk investment? If you believe, can I say one? That there's no risk involved in real estate investment? Because I keep seeing, you believe? Okay. I've seen it not once, not twice. Do you know that real estate is the only investment you do where you cannot lose your capital? Auntie. Auntie, Emma Shebai, be calm down. You can you can lose money in real estate too. For example, okay, I think that one is just like natural disaster. You buy a house now, then suddenly flood happen. I know the tenant say, you can't live in this flooded area again, or they are living. Have you not lost money? So what does that? That means you can't. You see what I'm saying? So you must first tell yourself there's risk. So what you cannot do is okay, this building before I buy, what are the risks involved? What's the environment? What's the probably the climate thing that happened? And that's why I say don't talk to the owner, talk to the tenant. Ma, does flood enter? You want to buy a house in Lekki now, you have to does flood. So that you know whether next year your tenant that coming today is leaving. Does flood enter? What do they rob? You want to make sure that your tenants want to come, right? How was robbery around this area? Was in fact one of the best thing we have is the current property we are currently doing on now. There's no most some like a barrack close to the place. So it was just when when I was when we later I was negotiating on a very very brutal note. So after I told my legal secretary, I said accept the deal, accept their offer. She was like, but you wanted like 20 million naira lower than that price. I said, don't worry, accept it. Already, I knew I was negotiating below the value, in fact, way below the value of property. But you press until it's hot, until the landlord was like, I don't think they're interested. I think we've gotten to the limit. So I told them, accept it now. Because I've seen it, I'm like, no, this is an advantage, this is an advantage. You have to, like I said, don't get emotional now. Don't. It's figures. Yoruba will say, sorry if I know Yoruba, ajeko gbani. That means if I tell you price, you no gree. And if you agree, you do. Right? So for you to what's it called now? Make a good investment, you must understand the risk involved. How will I make my money? And by the way, I think the biggest risk is not knowing if it's a growing market. You went to buy a place that people are already living. That's risky. That's all the risky. Now, let's move on to the next thing, to the next additional intelligence. This one is very, very important. Can we all read together? You see how I defended this one now? So, if you also cannot get home and say, my dear, this property, this is what we are making, this is it, don't buy it. Our investors know. As we are going on any day, we call a meeting. This is what they are asking. This is what we are offering. This is what we are adding to it. This is everything. We give them the figures. We treat them like a public company. You know, a public company, you are entitled to release annual reports. That's how we treat our investors. No. It's to the point that you can even, if you have the money, you can go and buy it behind our back. We don't care. Right? You have to be able to defend it yourself. That is why I'm buying this property. This is what it will make for me. This is the risk involved, and I'm ready to face it because I know that this risk can still be minimal, and because the return is, you must be able to defend it yourself. It's a must. It's a must. Now, how to get started real estate investing? Have a goal. Do you know what my goal was this year? $1 million asset under management. Simple. And it's about 80% done. Have a goal. Not I want to be a billionaire real estate investor. Is not a goal. A figure. I want to have 10 million naira in real estate by 2024. This is a goal. I want to have 1 billion naira in real estate by 2030. That is a goal. Specifics, time. Specifics, time. Specifics, time. That's goal. That's goal setting. Have a goal. It is even your goal that determines the kind of deals you do. So if you have a goal, not every property is even attractive to you in the first place. I told you now that we don't buy anything less than 10 units. If you don't have a goal, if you don't know where you're going, everywhere looks like the way. Have a goal. Number two, dedicate a percentage of your income. Have a percentage of everything that comes in that goes into an investment account that is waiting for you to find a property. For example, you can call Adesina every day and say, I have 1 million naira. We say, send it. We give you receipt that is there. When we have a deal, we tell you, should we? You say yes, it fits in there. You have 5 million naira. Oh, Adesina, do you have any day I can put in? Okay, send it. Then we tell you about the deal. You are interested, you see all the figures, then you join the fund. So it's not like you are not in a hurry to put money into any property. No, you can have money. In fact, I think someone calls it storing cash, not saving. Storing. I'm storing up until I find that deal. Once I find that deal, all these, don't put money in bank. Inflation is outside. The fact that you're even putting money into anything that anybody's telling you is a sign that you don't know what to do with your money in the first place. Dedicate a percentage of ego that is just storing. It's just, see, Warren Buffett has over $150 billion right now that he's not using. It's just there, waiting for one. Only God knows the company is eyeing to buy. Only God knows. But he's not under pressure to show people that I have a land. No, I'm not under pressure to impress. In fact, who send you? A quote says it's only poor people that buy what they don't need to impress people who can't even see it. Dedicate a percentage of your income towards investing. Keep looking at the deals while your savings grow. I think I said that. Someone tells you, oh, I have this property. Tell the person to send it. Let me take a look at it. Ask questions. Check it. It does not align. The price is overpriced. Don't worry, I'm not interested. So just keep looking. And I'm telling you, this is what I do. This is what we do. I just call my legal secretary and my head of admin. A property is at hand, I'm checking it. This is what I do. Okay, let's see together. And if it's going, it's going. If it's not going, it's not going. Just keep looking at deals. Sometimes if we have investors' money just there, we're telling them that just calm down. Do you want us to put your money into things that will not profit you? No. Don't all this inflation. There will always be inflation. Should I show you something? Okay, let me quickly show you. I want to show you something that will maybe not surprise you. Nigeria's inflation charts from 1990 till date. Let me see. Hopefully there'll be a chart here. How do I? Okay. Hopefully. Let's see this. This is from 1960 to 2022, right? Okay, let's check this now. Look at it look at it in 1960. You see where it is now. Look at it here. Okay, I think that's even the average. Now what I'm trying to show you is that, do you see that actually from 1960 it has been increasing. It actually been increasing, although there are times he really went and there are times he also came down. But you see that it's almost like, if you check it, it's actually going up. There are period of times where he really goes up but it will come back. He can really go down also but it will still come back. But the thing is, there will always be what? There will always be. So whether what I'm trying to now say now is, don't put yourself under that pressure because there's inflation right now. If it's too currently 27%, trust me. Do you believe that is going to come down? Because it will. The, see, there's one thing you should know about economy. It's in cycles. Forex trader in the house. It's in cycles. It's in cycles. It's going, it will come back. It's going, it will keep coming back. So you cannot base your decisions on something that is coming and going. No, you must have a principle that through the whole fluctuation constant, because you know that it is still going to come back. It goes down, it's coming back up. It goes up, it's coming back down. That's it. Cycles. Number 4, find partners. You see, sometimes finding partners makes it, especially when they are like minds, it makes it interesting. It makes the journey fulfilling, and the fact that it's more like a collective achievement, right? And sometimes because you cannot really afford to finance the whole deal on your own. That's why I told you that if you invest with us, you are not a client, you're actually a partner. Because we co-own all the property. That's why it's called assets under management. We are only managing the assets for you. We own it together. Right? Number 5, be patient. Can someone say be patient? Tell your neighbor, be patient. Honestly, be patient. Like I said, we are not in a hurry to show that we are a good investor. Now, time will tell. Someone messaged me, so are you seeking out for partnerships and collaborations, to put your brand out and to make sure, I said, calm down. I've not. In fact, they've reached out to me. I've not gotten that, I've gotten 3, and I turned it down. I'm not in a hurry to show that we are a good investor. Don't worry. It will, by the time it start coming out, nobody will. I don't even want you to call my name. Someone called me, we can help you sell to investors. You just give us 25% percentage in commission. I said, from where? From the money investor is paying to put into property. You want 25%? How much are we not even putting into property? 75%. Fear God. Fear God. So be patient, right? Be patient. Now, can we read the last one together? Can we say it again? See, only a fool throws away his winning ticket. These principles works. Just keep replicating it. Just keep replicating it. You acquire 1, repeat again, acquire 2, repeat again, acquire 3, repeat. In 10 years, 100 million in real estate assets sitting down, giving you, if you have 100 million in assets, giving you just 5. What's 5% of 100 million? That's about 5 million naira, right? Every year, passively. So, if you sleep in your bed from January to December, you still make 5 million. Meanwhile, you can still decide to say you are going to sell. No, I'm sitting. You can still decide to say, I'm even selling property sell. I make no money. Do you get? So I can wake up January, sleep December. I still know that. But it's a product of replicating for compound effect over the years. Warren Buffett's company has done, is it over 100,000 percentage within, I think, is it 2 or 3 decades? That means if you leave your money there for 30 years, you would have made 100,000% return on investment. But if you went Ori, economy is going bad 2008, let me go and sell my Berkshire shares. If so you're not supposed to sell. So even as a real estate owner, there might be a bad year where it just seems like, how come there are just 7 tenants and nobody's coming? But you still look at the area like, this is still a growing market. Hold it. To shock you that the following year, you'll be telling you might be forced to say, sure, we will not build boys quarter here like this for more people to come and rent. Because economies go, keep the principle intact, keep it intact, and keep replicating for compound effect. Additional intelligence, can we read together? I talked about partners, right? And it's because it's very, very important in real estate. Because most times these deals are But one thing you must make sure is that you have shared values and principles with these guys. You have shared values and principles. And as I said, firstly, is that you are not even investing with the person because you feel like the person is the savior. It's because you feel you are going the same direction. Can two work together except they agree? Our investment principle, does it align? Are we both patient? Are we both calculated? Do we share the same values? Right? Do we have integrity? Are we both going the same way? Then, okay, now let's put money together. Do we believe in the same criteria for choosing a property? Mr. Fair might have a different perspective. He might even have different taste of property. Right? That does not make him do bad deals. It just means this is the property he's interested. There are people that I know that do just condos, luxury apartments. Personally, for now, I might do it for now. I don't go into luxury market. Middle average income earners that rent 1 million, 2 million, 2.5, that I know that is exactly that one is my. So if you say you want to do, will I say because I'm doing that is now better than luxury market? No. But if you're what you're interested in aligns, then you guys go to it together, right? So I'll be showing. Okay, all right. So this is our current deal right now. This is a 12 units property. Can we all see the screen? So this is a 12 units property at F1 Kuba, Abuja, right? So it's called Adesina Ellicott. 12 units of 2 bedroom, fully rented, fully 100%. This one is not 80%, 100% rented. So our target raise is 400 million. That's what we are raising for this property. And minimum investment is 500,000. That means if you have 500,000 naira, you can join us on this deal. 500,000 naira, you can join us on this deal. Target yield is 4% per annum. Then our target return, that is, if you want to sell this property, we are holding for a minimum of 7 years before considering to resell because we believe it's a very amazing growing market. It's in, how many of us knows F1 Kuba? Right, probably even know the property itself. All right, so target return is that means you should make 2 times to 3.5 times your capital by the time we resell, apart from what you've been getting every year, right? And then hold period is 7 years for holding. That means you're getting cash flow, passive income every year for 7 years. And even on the 7th year when we sell, you should get 2 times or to 3.5 times what you put into the property. So it's an amazing property. If you're interested, we can talk after this session and we can see where to move from there. So thank you so much, everybody. I think that brings us to the end of today's session. I'd like to take question and answer now. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. So do we have questions about anything at all I've mentioned? Anything? We still have some time to take questions and answer. All right. Any question? Please want any question? Mr. Suleiman? Any question? All right. You have okay. You have a question. Please go ahead. No, I think you also has a question. But you go first. You go first. Raise your hand first.
Alright, so my question is based on one of the things that you emphasized. You said investment should be solution driven.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask, even if I wasn't invested in real estate as an investment, just as someone who wants to cultivate the right attitude towards investing and investment, am I determining my solution before? I think you already hinted at you need to know what you're planning to do with your investment. But what if you have already acquired or started that investment process without necessarily having so much of a process? How do you now sit down and determine what solution this investment has already acquired should?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. That's an amazing question, by the way. So, firstly, I yes, I do recommend that investment should be solution driven. The property we are investing in now, we know that it's going to offer decent apartment for people. That's solution, right? And which is why I also recommend that, honestly, choose one investment class and stick to it. You want to do real estate, stick to real estate. You want to do stocks, because someone said something real estate and I love it. He said, you can be good at a lot of things, but do you know what it means to be great at something? You can't be great at two things. You can't, unless you want to lie to yourself. Do you know what it takes for Uzembo to run one is it 100 meter in 4 seconds or 7 seconds. You can't be great at multiple things. So that means if I want to be great at real estate, stick to it. If I want to be great at stocks, stick to it. In fact, Warren Buffett says diversification is an ignorant investor's imitation of strength. That means I don't know what I want to put money into. So let me just put this one here, put this one here, put this one here. So now what about you now? You're already in the investment. There's really little, unless you can exit the investment, then make another one from a grounded understanding. Right? Unless that, right? Apart from that, you just have to leave your investment there to ripen and get your returns back, and then subsequent ones you can make better investment decisions. I've answered the question. All right. So please go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I commend you for your presentation so far.
Thank you,
You
sir.
know, you are really wonderful. You giving us the answers to the question. But the question now is that do you mean the minimum is 500 on your own, how do I call it, on your own, what you are doing, or on that building alone?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So that is the first question. The second one on the letter, what are they going to do about all this money?
Okay. Let me start from the second one. Actually, you see, all these people. One thing that, like I said in the beginning, when you hear all this money, it is not necessarily in cash. It is not. It is not like he has 900 billion in cash. No, he doesn't. It is that he owns all the companies he owns. It's not like he owns the money in the company. It's just that he owns a piece of the company such that what the company is worth. If I own 10% of the company that is worth 1 million naira, that means I own 100,000 naira. That means 100,000 naira of that company is what is mine, right? So the I don't really have the cash, but I know I own 100,000 naira in this company. You get, so they don't really have the money. And by the way, Warren Buffett by design, I think the house he still lives in is still the house he lives in. He doesn't even have two houses; he has just one. So in Omaha, yeah, it's not like he has this spending. In fact, it is this new generation rich people that are making noise. You know what I'm saying now? In those olden days, probably at parties you see them spraying. Is way, especially in this part of the country, not where everybody is wearing kaftan. You don't even know who is who, right? But for the what are they doing with their money? Most time they donate to charity. Right? Like I said, Warren Buffett has given to charity just once, and the money he gave to charity was more than what anybody has ever done in history. And since then, he has not done another one. He said he believes in accumulating for a long time, so that by the time he's doing something meaningful. Not this one that you make small profit, you want to quickly go and rush and spread chicken during Christmas. No, that money you can still invest it back, and maybe in 5 years' time, you can now probably build a school in a community. Am I saying don't give chicken and rice? No. But I'm saying that I say, can two work together? I say, me now, you might not catch me just giving petty thing. I'd rather just accumulate for a while, then pick 100 students and say I'm paying for their school fees from primary all to university. That's more meaningful for me than a plate of rice for 100 children during Christmas. They will eat that one. Am I saying it's bad? No. So I'm saying that's what those guys do with their money. Secondly, about minimum investment, right? Actually, we do investment per deal, right? So that means every investment is into a property. Not like you give us money and then we now just put it in any property. No, 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 no. So if you invest in us now, you know which property particularly you are investing in. Not that you are investing in all our property at once. So if you invest, you might invest 500,000 in this one now. We come to one and say, we have a need you are buying. Okay, I'm putting 1 million in that one. So that means you own two properties. So every property has its own fund. This one now is fund 021. So if you are investing now, you'll be given a document that is for fund 021 for this property stated there. Right? So the minimum anybody can invest in this one is 500,000 naira. Right? Although there's a way we are looking at to making it easy, whereby if you want to do 250, we just pay you with someone, right? Because we will treat you now. For example, if two of you come together to say you only have 250,000 naira, you come as individual, but in our document you are one person. We'll just that the document carries two names. right? So as we distribute, right, we distribute to two of, so we share. It's more like to us we are only giving a share of the 4% to the 500,000, but the bank just put into two, since it's two people. So it's one person shares that now giving to two people. So it's more like two people come together to buy one share of the building, right? So you understand. So that's the minimum that we're doing on that property. So I strongly believe that anybody who does not have at least 50,000 naira to invest, go and invest what you have in yourself. You have 50,000 naira. That means you need to increase your earning power. Don't look for real estate. Go and put it in your business. You have just no, leave investment in real estate alone first. Go and invest in yourself first. When you now have enough, you can easily, people will not even be able to lie to you. You can just say, okay, now okay, give me your account details. You can boldly now invest in anything you choose to invest in. I hope you understand that. Okay. Do you have any other question? Any other question? Okay, so this brings us to the end of today's session. I really want to thank you once again for coming. Um, people registered. In fact, I was scared that this all will not contain us. In all honesty, I said it this morning. I said because a lot of people signify, but I think most of them actually signify to join online. So to our online viewers, thank you so much also for joining. I hope it was not out of laziness, but thank you for joining. I believe you've learned. If you have any questions, I think a contact will put in the description, or you can reach out to 08120777034, 08120777034, or you can reach out to our mail at additionalenq, that's inquiries, additionalenq@gmail.com for any question or anything you want to reach out to us for. So this is a monthly physical event, so that means we'll have another one next month by the grace of God. It will be before, so this one is 25th, that one might be on the 18th, 20th, because of the whole festive season, so that we can, and it will be more to set structures for investment for the new year, right? So that it can be a very, very impactful session. People, it's not until now get to the new year and say, this year I will have 10 million. No, let's prepare for it before the new year resolution comes. So thanks so much once again for coming, and please, we're having a photo session afterwards so that we can, and there might be, what did you enjoy about this session also? We'd just like to hear your feedback before we all leave here. And hopefully also we'll have some refreshments. Thank you, everyone. And once again, my name is Adesina. Thank you. Sam, well done.